within the retirement system, and this was certainly no exception. And the bill was there. I said, look, if it can fix that, if it can help the other trooper, because I'm the longest-serving trooper into the system. We had one other that's been there over 32 years that's also been paying in a program that he was not benefiting from. So this actually brings it into it. It doesn't give me any more or less benefit than a trooper that's currently involved in it. It allows me to retire at the rank that I'm at into a retirement system that I've been paying into. I cannot get $1 more than what I'm making. So some of the early reports that came out said this is going to give him a retirement plus an additional $30,000. That was just not true. Now they didn't correct that. They just didn't say it anymore. But that is not true. And let me tell you something. This legislation does not negatively affect any benefits of any retiring officer. If it comes back and shows that it negatively affects any person in this system, I will not take it. If it comes back and said this was improper, it's not legal, it's not constitutionally sound, Jim, I'm not going to take it. Keep in mind, I have not retired yet. I have no intention of retiring. I'm going to serve out the term of Governor Bobby Jindal and look at what my options are at that point. And so we're not talking about a retirement or anything I'm going to get for at least another year and a half. So we have plenty of time to look at this, plenty of time. I think it's in the proper process. So the retirement system review it. Attorneys will do that. They'll look at it to make sure, as they do any type of retirement legislation. But I think the bottom line is anything improper about it, I'm not going to take it. That's not part of who I am. But a chance to affect the men and women that work in this department every single day to make sure their retirement benefits are sound and protected, I'm all for that.
Okay, well, the story from the advocate, the initial one from Michelle Milholland, reads, on the final day of the 2014 session, lawmakers signed off on a measure that creates bigger retirement pay for two people, State Police Colonel Mike Edmondson and a lower-ranking state trooper. You're saying it's not really an increase based on retirement benefits that are uniform, but you are in a different system. This gives you the retirement benefits that would be accorded to those in the current system. But I think the big complaint, if you will, from people like John Kennedy is that the Senate Bill 294 was kind of a 11th hour measure last day of the session. There wasn't a whole lot of discussion about it. Did you know about this bill long before, or was this something that was just foisted upon the legislation?
This was, I guess, about 2 or so weeks prior to that when the legislation was there to actually fix this, and especially when I saw there was another person into it. I'm the longest-serving member in our retirement system right now as an active member, so I've been paying into it. This other trooper was paying into it, so I certainly understand the fact that when you come into it, especially the last possible day like that, and unfortunate side is the legislature works up until the moment that they sign off for the legislative session. These type of conference committees are part of the process. We followed that process. It is unfortunate it happened on the last day. I don't think that was the intent part of it, but it did, and I understand how that looks. But if I thought it was something that I had not earned, if I thought it was something that was not available, if I didn't think that I'd been paying into benefits that would at some point I get to retire at what I've served at and what I've paid into. Bottom line, I was paying a percentage of my retirement, percentage of my income into a retirement system that I wasn't even in. So I would be fighting for anyone. If you know anything about me, Jim, and you do, for the last 7 years as superintendent, I was at that table every year during the legislative process fighting up for our retiree benefits. They got a COLA this year, which they more than deserve. I see what they're having to work with. So I'm all about trying to protect, trying to enhance those retirees and those people that are currently on the job to make sure that they get everything they're supposed to get and what they're entitled to. But the bottom line is this, and this was being said in there, that it affects or impacts the benefits of retirees. That's just not accurate. It does not. This particular benefit is paid out of the dividends that are paid, which I pay into, and I've been paying into, and paying it at a higher rate than of any retirement system I was even going to be in. This only brings me to the level of where the other troopers are, something that I would fight for every single one of them. So I think that's the biggest part of it. It's unfortunate when news outside